What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So there's a cryptocurrency that kind of worries me a little bit. And I'm not trying to create any type of FUD at all. Like, I like when people make money from investments. I like when people believe in something. And honestly, throughout time, if you're looking for it long term, you can continue to invest into something like this and it be worthwhile, years in the future, decades in the future, honestly. So I want to talk about Aster, and hopefully I'm saying this right. I've heard nobody actually say it, or Aster, right? That could be it. But I want to talk about this play because it is moving quite a bit. We've seen it in the market, and I just want to give you my opinion on where things stand because I've had a couple of people that have mentioned this to me and said you should talk about this. You should give your opinion on it and whether you like it or whether you don't. Now, just because I do or don't like something does not mean that you need to make a move on this play or not make a move on this play. If you find an opportunity that fits and sits well in your portfolio, I can't speak today, then feel free to, explore it, check it out, invest into it for the long term, invest into it for the short term, join the trend, join the hype and all of that stuff. So we're going to talk about this in this video, but take everything I say with a grain of salt because it is not 100% the truth. It is just my truth, which doesn't mean that it has to be yours. Guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon at Perry8K, you can follow me over there. Also, don't forget about my link for BTCC. This link in the description, you can get a 10% deposit bonus when you specifically use that link. You can get extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees. You can also trade up to a 500x leverage. And also, they have the ability to trade Aster. And I'm saying this way until I go and check out how everybody else says it and make sure that I'm saying it the right way. But that is the way that I'm saying it for the duration of this video, and we're going to have to accept it. But if you guys want to trade it, you can do it over on BTCC and be able to trade, I believe, all the way up to a 50x leverage, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, a 50x leverage if you want to, if you find an opportunity and maybe you want to take a little bit of a risk, but not risk a lot of money. So check it out. Link is definitely down there in the description. Now, I've seen a lot of people that have mentioned this, whether it's on Twitter, on my comment section, on my live streams, on my videos, and I was just like, I don't really know what it is. I don't really know why you're seeing all of that hype, and maybe I'm still not going to get into why we're seeing the total amount of hype behind it, and I'll have to educate myself a little bit more depending how this video does. But let's go into and give you an Aster overview that came from CoinGecko. Right? What is Aster? Complete guide to decentralized virtual exchange. So Aster is a decentralized exchange offering spot and perpetuals trading of crypto and stocks derivatives with up to 100 or 1001x leverage across multiple chains. So I guess that's where a lot of the hype and interest comes from. You can do 1000x leverage, but that also means you're having quote unquote hella risk, right? A lot of risk. Yield-bearing collateral, users earn passive income on their collateral through ASB&B liquid staking tokens and USDF stablecoin while actively trading. Explosive growth. Aster tokens surged over 1,500% after launch, backed by YZI Labs and endorsed by CZ and Mr. Beast's 114K purchase. So I guess that's where that explosive growth comes from that I didn't see. Seeing CZ, seeing Mr. Beast be a major part of that, that honestly is what really drives that. Hidden orders for privacy, dual trading modes, and multi-support across BNB chain, Ethereum, Solana, and Arbitrum. Now, let's go into the actual position and then I'll talk about it afterwards. So for CoinMarketCap, if you go over to CoinMarketCap and you search for the ones that are moving the most, Aster is up there. It's up 2,000% in the last 7 days, which if anybody made 2,000%, congratulations. You know what I mean? That's tough to make in a short period of time. And if you're looking to hold it for a long period of time, I don't know if that's necessarily the best case scenario, especially if you made that much money. However, taking profit is always a good thing in some of your investments, but leaving some in there for the long term of what it can be will also be great. Now, Aster, let's go into it and look at it in depth, is currently sitting at a 2.2, 2.3, or $2.30 price, up by 2,600% in the last year. It is at a $3.7 billion market cap with $2.85 billion worth of volume. The total the total supply is sitting at a 1.65 billion coins that are in supply. Now, this is where I've always had a problem with any coin. I don't care what it is. It could be worth 17,000 billion, million, quadrillion, right? Those aren't even real numbers. But it could be literally worth twice as much as Bitcoin, and I still would have doubt in what you have here. And it's because of the supply. I've said this time and time again. If you have 20% of the supply that's out there, 25% of the supply that's out there, you have the ability, or somebody has the ability, to dilute over time. And that's something that truly does worry me about Aster. It's not the hype from Mr. Beast. It's not the hype from CZ. It's the hype that's built up there, but then also the fully diluted value. Because whatever the fully diluted value gets to, let's say this skyrockets up to a $50 billion market cap, and it looks insane, and we're at a 1.65 billion circulating supply, there is still over 6 billion coins that are out there to be offered at that $50 billion market cap level. That is the only thing about this that really worries me. Now, I don't know the dilution schedule, but it does not matter what the dilution schedule is. It matters about how high the market cap is, and the fact that there is dilution at all over 100%. We're talking about 300% that you could see this dilute, right? It can dilute 100% one time to about 3 billion coins. It can dilute again to about 4.5 billion coins. It can dilute again to about 6 billion coins, right? So you can see it dilute time and time again from where it is right now. That is what worries me. That is the only thing that worries me. Now, I do not have it. I've seen people talk about it. I've seen people mention it before it was even at these levels of how much it has increased over the last 7 days. I've seen people that have mentioned it. But because I have a lot of people that are honestly on the inside that have a ton of information, but it still worries me because I don't know what the end result is. I don't know what the circulating supply is going to be in the next month, in the next year. And again, maybe they have a dilution schedule that tells you we're not going to see any dilution until 12 months from now. But even if that's still adding the dilution in the end, where it could be reaching its max popularity, and you never know. But in the short term, you can make a lot of money. So this is where you kind of, weigh things, where you're like, should I invest into it? Should I leverage trade it? Right? Should I leverage trade to where I don't risk a lot of money, and if I lose everything, I lose $100, fine. But I have that invested at a higher level, a higher leverage, and I just lose my $100 that I invested? Or are you going to invest thousands of dollars and then potentially have to invest thousands of dollars again after it does self-dilute? So that's something, and the only thing that has worried me. Okay? I like hype, I like attention, I like popularity, but it has been within most of my channel, if not all of my channel, that I've talked about dilution in positions and how I don't like that. The dilution in Jasmy Coin, I did not invest into it because of the fact that it had 99% of the supply that was still out there and available. I'm not going to invest into that. Right? I'm going to wait until it's fully diluted. And then what happened? It was fully diluted. I invested into it and I've made hundreds of percent. And I still am going to see that grow as time goes on. Same thing goes for OKB. OKB was the opposite of what this is, where you have an exchange that burns off majority of their coins, and now they have the opportunity to be worth so much more with a lower market cap, right? It could be a $1 billion, $2 billion market cap, and it's worth more than what it was dollar-wise, from where we were with the higher supply. So this is the only thing that worries me. I don't mean to scare people away. If you guys find an investment or you find an opportunity within here, because again, it has grown by 2,000%, 2,600%. You made 26 times your investment, whatever that was. And I congratulate anybody that has, but I also am asking you guys if you could take profit, some profit in it, just to accept your initial investment, a little bit of profit, and then live out the rest of whatever it is. It doesn't mean that you have to sell everything. It doesn't mean that you need to sell anything. I'm just asking, right? As an investor and as a person that believes in something but still has an exit plan, that's something that's wise. So we'll talk about this a little bit more depending how this video does and how many questions come up in the comment section. We will talk about this a lot more, but that's the only thing that scares me. I don't mean to scare anybody else away from their investment. Maybe they bought recently and they're like, this is going to be the next best thing. And it could be. It really, really could be. But just watch out for that fully diluted value, because as we pointed out, the fully diluted value is $18.2, $18.3 billion. And it's currently sitting at a $3 or round up $4 billion market cap. So watch out for that. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your opinions on this and why you believe it's going to break out, why you believe it's going to be worth so much more. Just because you see backings, just because you see popularity from popular individuals, does not mean that it is that nobody's going to be able to lose money, because people have already gained a lot of money. And you know what comes after a large increase? You typically see the opposite of that. So again, don't mean to scare anybody. I just want you to be safe on your investments, and I want you to be wise as you are looking to purchase this play. Because if I was looking to purchase a play, the only thing I would look for is a simple leverage trade to where I'm risking a small amount of money, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We'll see as we move along. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out my link for BTCC if you guys want to trade Aster up to a 50x leverage. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.